Hey, morning everybody. Well, we're back here. Got a little bit of work done overnight. Just backing up a little bit. Yesterday, if you observed, my piece of material was moving around on me when I was chiseling it out. And I've noticed and read a number of other guys who basically use sandbags to anchor their work, secure it properly, and that way it works a whole lot easier. So I spent about an hour and a half working out my piece of material yesterday, and like I said yesterday, I worked it out from top to bottom, and I think it worked out pretty decently as far as that goes. When you initially find a stone or something that appeals to you, you probably look at it more from an aesthetic viewpoint of how it looks, and maybe overlook some of the deficiencies of it, cracks and stuff like that. For myself, if it visually appeals to me, I can't find too many cracks. For me, it's usually a go. But I've heard of others say that you use a hammer and apparently the ring that the stone gives you is supposed to tell you the credibility of the product you've got. Now, I'm not that far advanced to being where I am, so I have to go more by sight. And once I open my stone up and start working with it, it gives me a better idea of what I've got. Now, yesterday, my finished product, I ended up with what potentially could be two hairline cracks, one coming down here and one coming down over here. So as I work my stone, I should be able to see if that's going to be a problem or not. Usually when you wet a stone and then when you dry it off, if there is actually a crack in the stone, the moisture will gather in there and that area will be the last piece to dry off. So that will definitely give me a good idea of what I've got and what I'm working with. I used just the side of my blade to work this out. And you have to remember, the next step will be less aggressive. So whatever you leave behind that you should have taken out, you'll be trying to work out later with a less aggressive abrasive. So it's going to take you longer. So in the long run, it's definitely worth your while to do as good a job as you can with the particular blade that you're working with at the time. And when you're satisfied with that, then change. I will be starting on this one with a 4-inch number 5 convex, and I think as soft as the material is, I should probably be able to get away with it, but I'm not too proud to back up and start over again. So with that, I'll show you a little bit of where I'll be doing this and what I've set up. Okay, I guess we're just about set up, ready to start. And what I did to secure my material a little bit better was I took a 5-gallon pail and about 10 burlap bags placed in it, and so it keeps it fairly solid. And I stole my water supply. I took it off of the wife's washing machine, so I guess she's going to find out she has a little bit less water and it won't wash quite as fast. But be that as it may, she hasn't given me any trouble with this so far. So, like I say, I mentioned before it was a number 5 convex. It is really, it isn't. It's a number 50 that I'm starting off with, and it's a variable speed water polisher. I've got it set at 2, and I'm turning the water on. We don't need a big supply of water, and I guess let the fun begin. This piece of stone seems to be even softer than I had originally anticipated. Number 50 is actually fairly aggressive on it, so I'll have to be very careful. And it probably won't take very long to do finish with the 50 and progress to the 100. Okay, this is as far as I am so far. I did go with a 4-inch backer pad and then a 5-inch number 50, which gives me a little bit more flexibility when just pulling out the sides like that. So I found that better than the original small convex 50. Also, after I was done this first time around, I dumped the water and I dried it off with my heat gun, and now I can see where I got to work at it again. And as soon as I get it wet, obviously I can't see it again. So I use a crayon type marker. I don't believe it's crayon, but it's something like that. And I mark the pieces of importance that I got to give a little bit more attention to. And just by feeling, you can actually feel it where you need to go over again. There's a small piece over here too. And after I've touched these up, I will dry it off again, and if I'm satisfied with it, then I will proceed to the next level. So until such a time,